Hello and welcome to more Vintage Cube. Oh boy, these are the packs you want to open. Although you kind of don't want to open these packs. You want your person passing to you to open these packs because obviously we're going to take a Mox. I am glad that Magic Online correctly identifies that Mox Ruby is significantly better than Mox Emerald by making that the default auto select. That's actually kind of funny. That's what it chose. Yeah, we're going to take Mox Ruby. In this pack, there's actually a lot of cool things. I don't think we're going to wheel Tinker. Typically, people like to take Tinker very early because it's, if you pick it up early, you can build your deck around it, and it's one of the stronger effects. So we're probably not going to wheel that. We're going to get something like maybe Wheel of Fortune, Zealous Conscripts, Oath of Druids, Scalding Tarn, things like that. Maybe a Control Magic. So this is kind of a weird pack overall, but we're definitely taking Mox Ruby here. It's a great start. The best application of Mox Ruby is obviously Mono Red, and like it. Mono Red with power is so backbreaking because you just kill them so quickly and they can't do anything about it. Here, what do we want to take? I actually like Kolaghan's Command quite a bit. I think that's a good card. We do have Mox Ruby. I have not drafted black-red like mid-range in a while, so I might take that. I think the optimal pick is Polluted Delta. I think this card, I mean, it just keeps you open. It's so good in many different decks. Force of Will is also very good, and then like maybe Birds or Riftwing or Daze or something, but I think it's basically these three cards are the picks here. And I have not drafted a black-red deck yet. I think, again, taking the blue cards is probably better, but I don't think I've played Kolaghan's Command in Cube in so long, and it's a fun card. Okay, we get Tolarian Academy, Tendrils of Agony, Dark Petition, Burning of Jinye, Goblin Welder, and then I guess that's a relatively late Raphaelis as well. That's only third pick, it's not that late. I don't really want to take Raphaelis, I just don't enjoy drafting the green decks. I kind of want to take Burning of Jinye. I know I just passed a Signet, but this card's a lot of fun. Yeah, let's draft a Burning deck, I don't know. We'll see what happens here. There's Memory Jar. I think at this point I basically have to take Gruul Signet. So the way Burning of Jinye works is, it's 4 damage to each creature, and each player sacrifices 4 lands, or I guess they destroy 4 lands they control. That's kind of weird wording. So the way you get ahead is by playing artifact sources and big creatures. If I had taken Goblin Welder, Memory Jar would be interesting, but I don't know. It's been a while since I've drafted Burning. Let's see what happens. Ooh, oh no! Oh man, I was gonna say Karn is great. Glorybringer is so good too, though. I think honestly I'm gonna take Karn because Glorybringer has a chance of wheeling. There's also Skyclave Apparition. This card is fantastic. It's only CMC 4 or less though, so it can't hit Glorybringer. Someone made that mistake. I don't remember who, but yeah, I think I'm gonna take Karn. If Glorybringer survived Burning, if this was like Thundermaw Hellkite, I'd probably take it, but I think I'm gonna take the colorless card because there actually is a chance this card comes around. I think people are not respecting the Bringer of Glory, and it is a fantastic card. Here we can take a Grave Titan. This is a great thing to have post Burning. I normally don't love Grave Titan too much, but in a deck that's trying to play ramp, it's kind of sweet. We do have 2 6-drops now, so we'll try and avoid those. The other consideration was maybe Hazoret, but I don't know. She's kind of weird in... When Hazoret's not like the most expensive card in your deck, it's kind of weird because then what do you do on turn 4? Do you like play Hazoret and just let her sit there and not attack? But if she comes around, you know, I might still put her in the deck. I wish like Smallpox and things like that were in the cube. That would be a lot like better of an archetype enabler for what we got going on here, but it still looks cool. Oh man, a lot of good options here. Okay, well we know our colors are open because Liliana, Vortex, and Night's Whisper are all like premium picks. But there's also Chrome Mox, and that card is very good with Burning. It's good with other things. I think I have to take Liliana. She's just too good to like pass up here, but Chrome Mox would be awesome, and I would love Night's Whisper. I don't think this is necessarily a Vortex deck, but that could be fun. Here we have Grim Lavamancer, Shallow Grave, Wishclaw Talisman, and Field of Ruin. So some combos with Wishclaw is to like activate it, find Kolaghan's Command, and then kill it. I wish Fiery Confluence was in the cube, because then you could always Wishclaw for Fiery Confluence. That'd be quite good. I think given the way my deck is shaping up, I'm probably just going to pick up a Grim Lavamancer. It's fine. I'm maybe not going to play it, but it is kind of a combo with Liliana. And now we're looking for fixing. This is where I kind of regret passing that Polluted Delta, because we would like to hit like as many black-red duels as we can. One of the biggest downsides of drafting black-red, particularly in Vintage Cube, is the mana symbols, right? Look at Grave Titans double-costed, Liliana's double black. There's a lot of like red 1-drops that you want to play, and it just gets difficult on the mana, so fixing is a premium in this deck. Okay, well, we got some things going around. Slinging is interesting. Zealous Conscripts. I actually think Zealous Conscripts is probably the pick. This card's just so good. There's also Godless Shrine if we want to go like Mardu colors, but I think Conscripts, especially when you can ramp it out, is just a really powerful card. This could actually be like the 1 in a million Unburial Rites deck. I think I'm probably leaning more towards Collective Brutality just because we probably need cheap and early interaction, but I don't know. This, like, getting back Gravetide and Conscripts could be good. I think I just take Brutality, but this is the closest I've been to taking Unburial Rites, I think, out of any deck. Dark Petition is okay. There's also Armageddon, but I don't think I want to splash. In a deck like this with like Burning of Jianye and things, sometimes like you need tutors to make sure you get access to your strong effects, because we're going to kind of warp our deck quite a bit to like make sure we can make this happen, having like a bunch of artifact enablers. So having like redundant copies of this is pretty useful. And then also like, you know, if we're in a good position, we can Dark Petition for a Grave Titan or something and still be okay. Here, I'll take the Daredevil. Bitter Blossom's actually quite nice. I'll pick that up. That gives us a pretty good win condition. Even though, like, obviously if we Bitter Blossom, this kills all of them. But if we just have Bitter Blossom active post-burning, that's kind of nice. There's Hazoret. So, there's another option we can go, and that is get rid of burning and just go, like, Black-Red Burn. Like, we just got Hazoret Sulfuric Vortex last picks, and we have Mox Ruby. So I'm actually leaning more towards that option rather than going full burning control, just because the way the packs are going. So probably just going to cut Burning and Dark Petition, maybe keeping Grave Titan, and then we'll see what happens with the rest. Splinter Twin is a combo with Zealous Conscripts, but I don't know if it's necessarily worth picking up here because, like, Splinter Twin doesn't really do that much in the rest of our deck, and Zealous Conscripts is just a good card. I'm leaning towards taking Wooded Foothills because we really need fixing, and I think Steamkin, Angrath's Rampage, or Hero's Downfall will come around, so I'm going to do that. Like, this deck really needs to get a black-red duel, so this just gives us that as an out. I like Seasoned Pyromancer and Gonti, and Burst Lightning. What do I like more? I think I kind of like the Pyromancer more. Fits with what we're doing. Maybe I take Burst Lightning and try and wheel the Pyromancer, although, no, let's just take the Pyromancer. Seems kind of sick. So it's good with like Liliana and Collective Brutality, because like we're going to be emptying our hand, and this is a good way to refill your hand. But then also, if your hand, if your hand is empty, you draw 2 cards. But if your hand is not empty, you just get 4 power for 3 mana, which is also pretty good in an aggressive style deck. There's Rakdos Return, Lodestone Golem. This could be a Null Priest of Oblivion deck. It is a 2-mana Menace Lifelink. Avalanche Riders is interesting. And then, like, splashing an Ancient Grudge off Wooded Foothills isn't the worst. I do also have a Gruul Signet. I think I'm going to take Avalanche Riders. This deck feels like mana denial to me. No, oh my gosh. All the cards in the same pack. Lightning Bolt, Goblin Rabblemaster, Dark Ritual. I think it's got to be Bolt. There's a chance Rabbleman comes around, and I love Crucible Worlds too, but it's really hard to pass up a Lightning Bolt here. Young Pyromancer, Demonic Tutor, Hymn to Torok. A lot of good options here. So right now I have Bolt, Brutality, not a lot of spells for Young Pyromancer. If I can get the mana for it, Hymn to Torok is going to be good. Demonic Tutor, the problem with Demonic Tutor in this style of deck is like, all of my cards are relatively similar in like terms of power level and what they do. So spending 2 mana, like basically this makes your best card just cost 2 extra mana because you have to tutor it up. It's still a good card, but I don't know really what this deck would use it for. So I guess I just take Him to Torok. We are really, oh man. I think I just have to take Lava Claw Reaches. I need the fixing, and there's a tiny chance we wheel Siege Gang Commander, which would be kind of sweet. But I can't pass basically any black-red duels because I have Hymn to Torok Sulfuric Vortex in my deck. It'll be sweet if we can make it work, but the mana is going to be tough. Okay, we did it. I mean, I just take Blood Crypt here. I would love Shatter Skull Smashing in this deck. This card is very, very strong, but I need this. I need to be able to cast my spells. In fact, like, I think even if I see Badlands, like, I still basically have to take it over everything. But that's a good start. I keep forgetting this is only pack 2. I feel like I'm like at the end of pack 3, but we get a whole nother look at this. So this, I mean, I think we are in the open colors. So as long as we open the right cards in the right packs, I think this deck is going to end up very strong. That's an oddly late Time Twister. That's kind of weird. Here we have Dreadhorde Arcanist versus Lightning Strike. So Arcanist will be awesome if we open like a bunch of Inquisitions and Thoughtseizes. So that is like basically the high risk, high reward pick. We basically would have to see them all in the next pack. We also might have to wheel a Burst Lightning, but this is high upside. Lightning Strike is just always going to be good. I think I'm just going to take this. It seems sketchy to take a Dreadhorde Arcanist with literally only one drop in my deck. So I'll just play it safe. Here, it's between Steamkin and Rampage. Or Hero's Downfall, but that's harder to cast. So I think it's between these two. I think I have enough red spells to play Runaway Steamkin. It does get big very quickly, so we'll just take that. Burst Lightning did come around, that's nice. Rakdos Return versus Null Priest. Actually, this could be a Birthing Pod deck. Seasoned Pyromancer, I only have 1/3. Could this be a Birthing Pod? You know what? I'm gonna see if I can draft Black-Red Birthing Pod. That would be awesome, because I have like a decent set of 2-drops. I only have 2. Okay. Well, I think it's still worth a shot, because that would be an awesome deck to have drafted. So we got to get more creatures of basically every color type. Woe Strider actually fits this quite nicely. Finding a use for Woe Strider here. This, if Birthing Pod works, this is going to be awesome. We need 1 more 5, 1 more 4, a couple more 2s, and some more 3s, but I'm not against it. I don't think Geist of St. Traft really fits. Siege Gang! Oh, yes. We might be Black-Red Pod. Last pick, Savannah. Okay. That technically lets Wooded Foothills get white if I want to play Vindicate, which I, maybe could. But yeah, we have a whole nother pack to get. I think Birthing Pod is going to go in the deck. I need like 2 more 2-drops. Ooh, Daretti is really good here. I love Daretti. Yeah, get in the deck, Daretti. I need more 1-drops too. Basically, I just need more creatures. And I need to find cuts. Probably not playing Gruul Signet, although oddly enough, it does give me green for Birthing Pod. Okay, we have some decisions here. Misty Rainforest doesn't get Blood Crypt, so that doesn't really help us. There's Thundermaw at 5, but that might come around. Opposition Agent. 3 mana 3/2, you control opponents, and then whenever they find something, you may cast the cards. Or you may play, so if they find lands, you can do that. Una's Prowler is good too, but that's probably going to come around. I've never played with Opposition Agent. There's also Banefire. This is actually a tough pick. I think I just want to take Opposition Agent and then wheel Una's Prowler. I don't know if this is correct, but it's a new card. I've never cast it. It seems decent, or like between medium and decent. Much worse than Hullbreacher, but still kind of good. Ooh. So I think the play here is we take Abbot of Carol Keep to fix our 2-drop slot, and then having Massacre Worm on 6 is going to be really nice, but I don't think anyone's going to take Massacre Worm. If you weren't drafting Pod, I think the optimal pick is probably Bloodchief's Thirst. It's a very good removal spell, but like, when do you get to draft Black-Red Birthing Pod? Let's go. So I think I'm basically taking 4 mana creatures over almost anything. It's sad that we passed Gonti and someone else took it. Goblin Dark Dwellers on 5 is okay. I think we're just going to take Pack Rat though. That's actually a kind of good enabler for this type of archetype. Glen would be interesting, but I think we also need 2s. So now I maybe would take Glen if she was in this pack, because like honestly, just having even off-color uncastable cards is still something we could consider, because most of the time they're going to be in our deck. Chupacabra! Oh, yes! Get in the deck! I love Blackleaf Cliffs, but I think this is more important. So now I think we essentially have the Birthing Pod curve, right? With Birthing Pod, you really want to make sure your 2, 3, 4, and 5 slots are good. And we have that pretty clearly, right? We can go into Avalanche Riders, pay the Echo, and then go into like a Siege Gang Commander, and then into Grave Titan. That's a really good sequence. Obviously, more 4-drops would be ideal, but we have 2 very good 4-drops and then 1 okay 4-drop. And I think that's enough to get by. Woe Strider being a good 3-drop is nice. Imperial Recruiter, Phyrexian Rager. Actually, both good options here. See, I'm supposed to be disciplined and take the Rishadan port. Or actually, Figure of Destiny maybe makes sense. That's another 1-drop. Yeah, I'm going to take Figure, actually. I might wheel one of these 3-drops because this pack's actually pretty good. It might be like Recruiter and Type Taker, and I would actually play Imperial Recruiter, but for curve purposes, I think I want Finger of Destiny more than other 3s. Because that's a good 1-drop to pod into if we like sacrifice a token. Ooh, wow. Flametongue, Kavu, and Chandra. Oh boy, am I gonna do the classic take this for Birthing Pod instead of Chandra, which is the clearly better card? I mean, like, I don't know what to do here. These are both fantastic. Again, Chandra by far the much better card. But I'm gonna take Flametongue. I'm here to draft Black-Red Birthing Pod. And that essentially fills the curve. Now, Thundermaw is gonna come around, and then we're gonna get Massacre Worm, and our deck's gonna be the greatest thing anyone's ever seen. I don't think I'm going to play Sulfuric Vortex. I might even cut Karn. Shriekmaw! Oh my gosh. I have to take it over an Umezawa's Jite, but I mean, like, this, this is perfect for the curve. I have to take it here. Again, Jite is more optimal, but this is optimal for Birthing Pod considerations. This deck is awesome. I've never drafted anything like this. I'm actually, like, really happy with what's going on. We have Krark, we have Wandering Fumarole, Liliana's Triumph. How many 2-drops do I have? Direfleet, Steamkin, Abbott, Packrat. If I need another 2-drop, I'll play Krark. He's kind of bad. Someone took my Thundermaw? Was that in this pack? I think it might have been. I'm disappointed in them. We'll take a Banefire though, it's a good card. Or wait, was that the Massacre Worm pack? Oh, okay, here we go. Massacre Worm gets in the deck. Blood Chief's Thirst came around too, that's crazy, but having both of these to pod into is so sick. So, I think for mana considerations, I'm going to get rid of Hymn to Torok Brutality. Goblin Dark Dwellers, maybe I bring them back in now. Bring this in here. If I had green Lotus Cobra, it would actually be pretty awesome. Monastery Swift Spear for 1s. Well, I think at this point we're getting rid of Liliana. Wow, Rishadan Port and Empty the Warrens. Like, we're kind of all in on Birthing Pod here. We get rid of this. How many playables do I have right now? 27, so I need to make some cuts. Bitter Blossom is still pretty interesting. Like, I think it helps the deck out. I would play a slightly bigger deck, but I think that's definitely suboptimal. I don't know. So he sacrifices artifacts. Already's too good, I think. We have to keep him in. But if we want to go pure Birthing Pod, these 2 cuts, Goblin Dark Dwellers, that gives us like a lean Birthing Pod shell. It makes our deck much worse. That is for certain. So I think I at least need to keep Duretti in. I think Kolaghan's Command is too good to pass. I'll probably get rid of Hazoret. I don't really need that in the 4-drop slot. I only have 3 3-drops, so I think I need to keep all of them. I can get rid of maybe a Swift Spear or a Figure of Destiny. Maybe Swift Spear. And then... I mean, all these cards are so good. I guess I just don't play Rishadan Port and run 16 land. The extra mountain makes sense. And my mana is pretty good this way. Obviously, again, I cut like a lot of good cards to make this Birthing Pod deck work, but again, we're drafting for fun here, and this is pretty awesome. I'm looking at Bitter Blossom and I'm not in love with it, but I think it fits what we're trying to do. Plus we can turn 1 off Mox Ruby. Yeah, I think we're good to go actually. Let's run it like this. Effectively 16 land. Birthing Pod giving us value for our more expensive stuff, because this can cost 2. Let's do it. See you guys round 1. Alright, we're playing against Tars Medivh Kif. We're gonna keep this. Oh, I don't have any black mana. I think that's okay. I'm gonna keep. This deck, it actually doesn't have that much black mana in it. Like, I think Massacre Worm and Gravetide are the only double black, and most of the time the idea is that we're potting into these. I can turn 1 Abbot of Carol Keep, but I don't think that's necessary. Especially because we're trying to hit swamps. I think we're just going to go turn 1 Grim Lavamancer, turn 2 Abbot. But I mean, it depends on what we draw. Mountain. Yeah, let's just go Grim Lam or Grim Lavamancer, then turn 2 Abbot. And as long as Abbot does not reveal Birthing Pod, I'll be happy. When it sent us a chat. Hey Caleb from YouTube. Yes. Hello. Opponent has a Shelldock. Good card. I'm wondering if I was supposed to just run out my Mox Ruby, so that way I could just cast Abbot turn 2, because I'm planning on casting this anyway. And like, I don't know if they Thought Seize or Time Twister or something. I guess I'm kind of okay with them Thought Seizing my Mox Ruby, so maybe I don't care. Okay, that's also fine. So ideally we draw a 3-drop here, so then I don't have to just run out Abbot kind of awkwardly on turn 2. I mean, Lightning Bolt's fine. Let's go Mox. We're not playing around Daze because we're trying to hit lands with Abbot. As long as it's not Birthing Pod, we're fine. They said, oh, nice. All right, I'll take it. There we go. Look at that sequencing. Are you guys impressed? I'm impressed. Uh-oh. Spellseeker is kind of a problem, actually. It blocks my Abbot kind of annoyingly, and if they grab like Time Walk, that's going to be bad. Okay, Mana Drain is fine. As long as you know about it, you can play around it. If I draw a Birthing Bot here, it'd be ideal. Siege Gang Commander, that might run into a Mana Drain. So we have some options here. I can just attack. I mean, I think I kind of... this is hard. I can just attack and trade off with Spellseeker. I can wait until Prowess matters, because next turn I have 2 5-drops that I would like to try and cast if they're not doing anything. I think we're going to go for the greedy play. Just bolt the Spellseeker, because it's the same damage whether I bolt the Spellseeker or whether they block and then I bolt their face. I guess this plays worse into Force of Will, but I don't see them Force of Willing my Lightning Bolt. By the way, me and my playgroup became huge Vintage Cube fans because of your videos, so thanks. That's awesome to hear. Have you considered... Oh gosh, considered proxying your own? Try to get everyone to make their own vintage cubes because it's such a fun experience, especially playing in person with like your friends. Just not something you get to like experience too often. That like I think everyone should have that feeling. So they're just gonna pass holding up Mana Drain. We're gonna attack if they have like Venser or whatever. That's fine. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's attack for 2. I don't necessarily want to run Bitter Blossom into Mana Drain, but if they have an effect to kill Abbot, then maybe I will. I think I'm just going to pass. Like, we know they have Mana Drain. If they Factor Fiction end of turn, that's worse, but if they do nothing, that's pretty good. Okay, Frantic Search is fine. They could be on Reanimator, which I wouldn't like. Huh, discarding Repeal is interesting. Okay, so they tap out for Karn. We get to resolve probably Siege Gang Commander. Shark Typhoon versus land. I think I'm gonna give them Shark Typhoon. I don't know if they have lands in hand, but that I don't know, that kind of felt like they're looking for land. Yeah, we did it. Oh, that's great. Alright, so Karn. A swamp here would be pretty nice, then I'm not scared of Daze. Ooh, Zealous Conscripts. I can't quite kill Karn with Zealous Conscripts, so let's just play Siege Gang Commander. That makes Mana Drain pretty bad, and Zealous Conscripts will be useful later on, I think. And this is feeling like kind of a long, grindy game, so we're going to attack Karn. Now they reveal the top 2. They can have a Seagate Stormcaller. I basically just want to make sure they don't hit lands, but maybe that was a bad idea. Because they just activated Shelldock Isle. So if they have Time Walk under Shelldock and then they Seagate Stormcaller, that's going to be a nightmare. Alright, they don't do anything yet. I'm going to move to combat and just see what happens. I think that's probably in my best interest here. Karn, 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 Karn. Not attacking with Siege Gang in case they flash something in. Looks like Karn's going down. What do I think they have? What do I want to do? I really want to play Bitter Blossom, but then they Mana Drain it, but then I guess they can't, I guess I'm okay with Bitter Blossom getting Mana Drained. And I'm actually not going to play Figure of Destiny, because it, well, now they've ran out Mana Drain. Yeah, it feels like the way I lose this is them playing like Toxic Deluge or Damnation. And I just don't want to get like all of my stuff destroyed there, because they have 6 mana, plus Shelldock Isle things. Alright, what do you got under the Isle? Bribery can grab a Grave Titan, which I can Zealous Conscripts. They're gonna find my Birthing Pod though and be like, yeah. They make 2 2/2s. I can sacrifice a Goblin to kill 1, which I think I'm probably gonna do. Really interesting they didn't bribery me at instant speed. Oblivion Stone, okay. They actually do have a proxy cube they play with. That's awesome. So yeah, end of turn we shoot a zombie here. I could also shoot their face. What does more damage? They're just gonna chump Grave Titan. I think I shoot a zombie. Swamp? Flame Tongue Kavo is also interesting, actually. I mean, we're definitely Zealous Conscripts here. That gives us a nice Grave Titan attack. Somehow I've drawn 4 to land, I guess effectively 5 land. I think I'm only running 16 lands in my deck though, but this is still not many. Tinker Grave Titan. And then I'm just going to swing out. If they kill my Siege Gang, that's okay. I think basically getting in max damage here makes the most sense. Because now they're essentially locked into activating Oblivion Stone, and then I can follow it up with a Figure of Destiny. And they're chump blocking, which means they're probably just planning on activating O-Stone. But my not giving them lands off Karn really paid off. They even discarded a land to Frantic Search and then just didn't find any. Okay, we took that game. So they're like blue-black things. How do I feel? Honestly, pretty good. They have Bribery, which makes Grave Titan riskier. It makes Massacre Worm very risky. Actually, I'm going to get rid of Massacre Worm. It doesn't even seem that good against them. And then we're just going to bring in Rishid Port and run it back. Oh, right. Ooh, this hand's good. Definitely keeping this one. It's just got like good interaction, a good curve. Actually has access to black mana this time. And Thoughtseize, I mean, it hurts a little bit, but I'm not too scared. So I noticed a couple things. They have the creature that doubles spells, which makes me think they have one of either Ancestral or Time Walk in their deck. Or maybe Hymn to Torok, or they're mana screwed. I don't know. Something weird going on there. That's a lot of land. Let's play this. Do I want to wait on Abbott? Not really. Yeah, I'll wait on Abbott. I think, given this many lands, I think my hand needs a bit of help. Opponent's on mono black. Phyrexian Revoker, name a non-land card. Okay, so they cannot stop my Wooded Foothills. Oh, but they saw my Birthing Pod! No! Don't name Birthing Pod, that's not fair. Okay. Maybe they didn't notice Birthing Pod, it just kind of snuck in there. So I'm going to fetch. I think I want to bolt the Revoker, but I kind of also want to Abbott. I'm going to feel really awkward if I draw specifically Duretti here. But I think it's worth waiting. Ooh, that was really nice, actually. That might just be game over. How do they beat a Bitter Blossom? Bitter Blossom into Avalanche Riders killing their island is going to be pretty backbreaking. Let's go Bitter Blossom. And I'm actually going to leave Phyrexian Revoker. For now, I'll take a hit because it is so bad against Bitter Blossom that, like, I'd rather kill if they have, like, a Vampire Nighthawk or whatever, I'd kill that. So I'm just going to take the 2 and save my bolt. I'm in no concern of dying right now, as far as I'm concerned. Post combat. Yeah, we'll just leave it there. Make a thing, kill their swamp. Ooh, that's good. Now they can't bribery me either. I wish they had a blue source in play that I could kill, but I think this is still good enough. Kill their swamp. And we are on the front foot here, so we're going to attack with Avalanche Riders and probably just pay its Echo. Trade off with the Fairy here. And if they miss a land drop this turn, they're super dead. Yeah, let's keep our Avalanche Riders. Make a Fairy. Oh, that's gonna be dirty next turn. Alright, let's swing. I'll let them trade Avalanche for Phyrexian Revoker if they want to. I have like Rishidon Port plus Lava Claw reaches. And this is why this card's so good. Like, they're probably dead anyway, but this basically gets rid of any hope they have of doing anything. Destroy target creature with no counters on it, sure. Again, we're just saving Bolt for something a little bit more scary than a Phyrexian Revoker. Next turn, I could just jam Grave Titan, but I kind of want to just go like Abbott Rishidon Port, especially because they just hit their blue. Luterdal Core. I might bolt that. In fact, I think I'm going to. Bolt this. If I draw Duretti, I draw Duretti, that's fine. So, yeah, I think I'm going to just go for Rishidon Port shenanigans and play Abbott here. Okay. Yeah, we'll still play Rishidon Port, and then we'll just land Flametongue Kavu. Kill this, so they get 1 turn with 3 mana, and then it's curtains. Because then we can activate Lava Claw, swing out, then Rishidon Port their island. This card's so good. Opponent's saying Port is very good against them, and that's very true. But Port is just a very good card. That, like, it's a land. I used it to play a spell. There was no drawback, and the next turn I'm just gonna lock my opponent out of the game. Like, that's so good. They do hit a 4th land, and it is double blue. So if they have something very pressing. Actually, Flametongue Kavu was good. They can kill my Kavu? Interesting. I'm curious why the Abbott instead of the Flametongue. I guess if they're planning to trade, it's the same. And then they play that with no copies. They have 3 cards in hand. The Llama Man himself. I'm really tempted to just Grave Titan here. That's gotta be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's gotta be correct to just cast Grave Titan, I think. And I'm going to attack with Flametongue Kavu. because I don't want them double blocking my Grave Titan when I attack. They take it. Well, them taking it tells me they don't have a board wipe, so get in there, Grave Titan. I was thinking they could be planning like a time walk win where they like swing out, time walk, swing out or something. That's what like taking it suggests to me. But I don't know, maybe they don't have time walk, because if they had time walk they would have grabbed it last game, I think. Time walk's typically better than mana drain. Tassiger's fine. I mean, we just attack with Grave Titan, they can like quadruple block, but they're just taking so much damage. Oh. Yeah, alright, that's something. Go land 5 for conscripts. Steal your Tessigre. Yeah, that's brutal. Good games, opponent. See you guys next round. We never even drew pod, but it would have been sick. Alright, we're here for round 2 against Danny Beacon. We're gonna go first. Let's draw Birthing Pod. Yeah, let's keep this hand. That is so good. I think this is going to be... I'm thinking turn 1 Runaway Steamkin. This hand is disgusting, by the way. Let's go Swamp Mox. Yeah, I think turn 1 Runaway Steamkin. Turn 2 probably Abbot. Try and hit a land. And then turn 3 like Birthing Pod plus Activate. Seems alright to me. And opponent just has a tap land. Ooh. Give me land off the top. Particularly Mountain would be nice. Ooh, that's quite good. Blood Crypt. Do I want a shock? I can burst lightning to make Runaway Steamkin into a 3/3. That actually seems pretty good. This is a super aggressive start, but I'm here for it. Because next turn I'm going to use all of my mana potting away Abbot of Carrow Keep. So like, I won't be able to burst lightning for a while, and getting a counter on here is going to be useful, like, as the game goes on. Ooh, Chupacabra. So let's go Birthing Pod. Trigger Prowess. Yeah, Birthing Pod. I'm so happy about this. Please don't counter it. They did have to force a negation my Birthing Pod. I'm okay with that. Now they take 6. And then I mean, they just take a bunch of damage here. If I draw a land, I can Pack Rat. I can Chupacabra any blockers they have. Perfect. That is game unless they have days. This deck is disgusting. I mean, this draw was disgusting. There was some consideration to Shriekmaw plus Pack Rat, but it felt not necessary. Oh no, Shriekmaw doesn't work. That would have been bad. Okay. So they're blue-black stuff. I think Goblin Dark Dwellers is going to be better than Shriekmaw in this matchup, just because of them having like a lot of black creatures, which kind of makes me want to bring in Collective Brutality. Although, this can get back Kolaghan's command, actually. Maybe that should just be in the main. And I think I just run it back. Seems good. Ooh, this one's tough. We're on the draw. We have Birthing Pod, no red mana, and Massacre Worm in hand. I think this is a hard mulligan. Basically, I think this hand just gets better without Massacre Worm in it. I'm gonna mulligan. I can't do anything unless I hit red. Oh, now this hand. Some work of art. What do I want to do with it, though? I'm on the draw. I could bottom a swamp. That seems like the most reasonable thing. I'm likely to hit a land in the top, like, 3 cards. That might have been greedy, but, like, I think basically having 2 creatures here is going to be quite nice, and the curve of Steamkin into Daretti is going to be really strong. It's like the same deck I played against last round. Shellneck Isle, blue-black. There we go. Wooded Foothills, yeah. And Wooded Foothills fetching doesn't actually thin because we know we have a swamp on the bottom. So, like, we're getting 1 land out of my deck, but then shuffling 1 back in. So, like, I think we can kind of do whatever we want. Trying to think what would be, like, the worst thing for me here. That's fine. I'll fetch to scare him, grab Blood Crypt tapped. I mean, that's a good card for them, but... Steamkin. It does have protection from Daretti. I'll take 2. So they have Force of Negation. This is Thief of Sanity. Okay, it's just Frantic Search. I mean, they're probably Reanimator. Wow, their hand is loaded. They're just really short on blue mana, it would seem. There's the Thief. Yeah, alright. Well, we can take down the Thief very soon. Play Daretti. And I can't sacrifice an artifact to kill it, so we can uptick. And then next turn, I can sacrifice the Construct. I can attack. That might be better, because if they swing both of their creatures at Daretti, I don't actually care that much. I mean, they're almost certainly going to hit me with Thief of Sanity. Oh, wow. Both at Daretti, huh? Alright, I'll block here. Honestly, that might have played out well. I might like... Ooh, that's pretty bad. I was gonna say I might like play and activate Birthing Pod, but now I don't know. I think we go uptick Duretti. There's a couple things I can do. I can play Birthing Pod and sacrifice it and Duretti to kill Thief of Sanity. That seems really bad when I just have Grim Lavamancer available. So let's play that. Play land. I can play Pack Rat instead of Birthing Pod. This is gonna make a 1/1. I don't know what to do here. I think Birthing Pod makes sense because then I can play and pod away Pack Rat if I want to. And if they want to kill Duretti, they have to attack me or attack Duretti with Thief of Sanity, because I can now double block the Stonecoil Serpent depending on how they attack. Duretti and me. So I'm actually just gonna double block Stonecoil, see if they have a removal spell. And we'll see what they took. They can't play lands, and they've been stuck on lands for a while. Okay, Baleful Strix is fine. And they missed a land drop again. Okay. Conscripts is good. I think we're just going to Pack Rat and then immediately pot it away. Let me check what I have at 3. I think I have good stuff. I have Seasoned Pyromancer and Opposition Agent. I don't really want to discard my good 5s. Oh, and a Woe Strider. Woe Strider's pretty good, actually. Let's just do that. Then I can uptick Duretti. They can swing out and kill him if they want to. I think that's okay. Otherwise, they're in a bit of trouble with Duretti. Because then I can pod Woe Strider into... Yeah, this is what we wanted. We wanted them attacking Duretti. Then I can pod Woe Strider into something that kills Thief. And I get to keep pod this way. And Massacre Worm's going to be good whenever I get up to that mana. Opponent finally drew a land. Ooh, I have Lightning Strike too. So let's attack for 3. And Shell Like Owl, they're not close to activating, so that's good. Shark Typhoon for 2. I guess is fine. Is it fine? I kind of want to go up the curve so I can just Lightning Strike the Shark and then pod into one of my 4 mana removal spells. That seems okay. Because hitting Siege Gang here will also be pretty nice. Make sure I'm not yielding through this turn because we got important things to do. Sacrifice this. Flametongue Kavu. I could get Avalanche Riders, but I think Flametongue Kavu makes more sense. Kill this. Go ahead. They have Tinker? This feels like they're trying to cast Tinker almost. Yikes. That's the second time! Oh boy, that's unfortunate. Goodbye, Flametongue. And they have a Pack Rat. Please give me lands deck. That's all I need. Oh, I need lands so badly. Land. No, and I drew Siege Gang! Oh, this is bad. Alright, Woe Strider, I can't escape. I actually can't really do anything. I think I'm kind of dead. Right, this costs 5. Yeah, land there would have been really huge, but I guess I pod my goat into a 1/1. Level him up. Go ahead. There's still hope if I draw land next turn. I can Siege Gang and then... but now the Shelldock's online. We'll see what's under Shelldock though. Hopefully, like, basically in order to win this, I need there to be nothing good under Shelldock. Alright, we'll trade off with Flametongue. We're like... I need to draw land to do anything here, so we'll just assume that's going to happen. Yorion Blinking Baleful Strix, okay. Their deck's super weird too, I like it though. There is the land, it's also a black source. Problem right now is they have lethal in the air. So, I'm just dead. Yeah, there's nothing I can do. They just attack with Strix and Yorion. So, I think probably do want to play an extra land there. I was like just short a land every turn. I know that's like results oriented thinking, but the problem is like I need all these cards in my deck to like have the proper sequence and everything. I don't know, I could cut Figure, I guess. But yeah, I'll just get rid of Figure of Destiny and just run more lands. Watch me flood out this time. But like I'm adding a utility land in Rishadan Port. I have another utility land. So it seems maybe 17 is just correct. Alright, let's go first. This is game 3, I believe, and wow. Rishadan Port not being a creature here is pretty clutch, although, yeah, I'm gonna keep this because it has interaction and disruption. This is so much better than having a 1-drop in this hand. And if I draw any land, if it's black, I can play Woe Strider and then Scry. If it's red, then I can play Seasoned Pyromancer and draw into lands. And I'm like denying my opponent mana in the meantime, so it seems alright to me. Let's just draw, I guess, ideally would be red-black. Okay, red is pretty nice. So I get to do this. Seasoned Pyromancer, discarding Woe Strider. And I guess Conscripts just because it costs 5. It's a really good card, but nice. So now they get a turn. I can Flame Tongue Kavu. Are they gonna... Okay, I was gonna say, are they gonna Phantasmal Image? So Pack Rat costs 3 to activate. I can Kavu the Pack Rat, but I'm kind of tempted to just Avalanche Riders their Watery Grave. We'll see what they have for 1 mana, though. Ooh, Kolaghan's Command? Yeah, let's shoot their Watery Grave, I think. That makes sense. Hit them for a bunch. It feels like they have Fatal Push or something, but I don't know. So now if they want to play land and make Pack Rat tokens, they can, but I can Kolaghan's Command plus Lightning Bolt. And that should do a bit. Not going to pay the upkeep. Land? Nice. Land there was very good, because now I can Flame Tongue Kavu plus Lightning Bolt. Shoot down the Pack Rat. Will they activate? They will. And I think I'm just going to bolt this rat as well. Completely clear their board. I just don't want to give them the option of making more rats, you know? And then I think basically, if they don't do anything, we're just going to Rishit Import. If they wipe the board, we have Woe Strider Escape, which is actually kind of good. And we can also Seasoned Pyromancer make tokens. This deck is awesome. I actually really enjoy it. They probably have Shark Typhoon. And I'm okay trading like a creature for a shark. Because it's going to be a 3/3. Necromancy. Okay, getting back Yorion maybe? I'm hoping it's Woe Strider, but it's probably Yorion. Yeah, that makes sense. I think they can blink their Necromancy. They chose not to. I think that would make them lose their Yorion. But it would be funny. Ooh, Steamkin was a great draw. So let's go Steamkin plus attack. I mean, this kind of lets them know that I have a burn spell in hand, but I'm okay with that. If they don't block Flame Tongue Kavu, they kind of die. And if they do, we're just going to Kolaghan's Command. If they have Spell Pierce, I'm going to be a little bit sad. So we let the damage go through. And then we get back Zealous Conscripts and do 2 damage to Yorion. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have played around into Daze or Spell Pierce. Okay, well, that's probably game. I don't know how they beat a Conscripts in this spot. And that's why we took Kolaghan's Command so highly. Like, it's such a good card. They kill Steamkin. They have mana available. I feel like I can go for the win with Conscripts. But I kind of feel like just attacking and seeing what happens. They make a shark, yeah. Let's see, so what would they need in order to get out of this? Like, Damnation, plus other things. Zealous Conscripts is lethal, so Damnation doesn't even do it. They would need a lot of stuff. They can't even kill me with like a Brain Freeze Storm combo, because I can kill them with Siege Gang Commander on my upkeep. Okay, Phantasmal Image Siege Gang doesn't do it. I mean, it gives them blockers, so I guess if they Phantasmal Image Siege Gang and then kill my Siege Gang, there is a world in which they win this. Image is such a good card against this deck. Okay. Please tell me I was drawing Massacre Worm. That's all I want to see. Ah, it won't show me. Alright, we are in the finals with Black-Red Birthing Pod. Let's see if we can trophy this. Alright, we're here in the finals against Nose Matipo, and we are on the play. Being on the play with this deck is huge. Having this hand, it's so close to being good if we had a mountain. I think 17 is probably where I should be, but ooh, this hand's very good. We're going to keep this. I'm going to put Grave Titan back because I actually want that in my deck for Birthing Pod purposes. And that's a turn 2 Bitter Blossom. Get rid of the upkeep stop. We don't actually have Rishit Import in the deck. I think I just should. I think it's a mistake to not. Turn 1 Thalia. Okay, Stoneforge I can beat. Unless they get sort of pro black and white. I don't even think that's in the cube, but that would be kind of brutal. Body and Mind is fine. That card's pretty weak. Ooh, Shriekmaw. We're going to get down Bitter Blossom first. Then we're going to play... Well, I think it depends on what happens. I'm going to play Abbot and try and hit a land, most likely. I don't even mind getting hit by the sword once, because I have a couple things that matter with my graveyard. Vryn Wingmare. Okay. Non-creature spells cost more. That's okay for now. Pretty bad against Bitter Blossom. And I draw a land. Alright, let's run out Abbot. Hopefully hit a land off the top. No, that sucks. All right. It's particularly brutal with this deck when you hit things you would like to yeah, they can equip, that's fine. When you hit things that you would like to, I think I will just chump to pot into. I mean, I'll give them that the sword was like kind of relevant in that it's letting them attack into my Bitter Blossom things. I think I am just going to evoke Shriekmaw here and kill Vryn Wingmare. And then if they want to equip sword to Stoneforge, they can. But I don't want to chump block with this. I'll just chump block with the fairy. Is it Signet was not what I was expecting. But if they have sword equip plus like... Whoa! Not expecting that one, okay. And they hit finger? Yikes. Okay. What a turn! I guess they can level up figure now. They only have 2 cards in hand though, and there's a Massacre Worm hiding out in my deck. Take 1. That was actually a pretty good attack from the opponent. Ooh. I think this is gonna be particularly brutal. Let's attack for 1 in the air and then pass holding up Kolaghan's Command. There's a lot of things I can do here. I can kill their sword, I can kill a creature in response to a sword, I can kill a Figure of Destiny in response to a Figure of Destiny level up. They equip there, that's fine. So, how do I play this? I block with Abbot? Or do I just go for max greed and hope that they level up? I don't know how to play this. They can hit me for 6? I don't think they're going to level up. I think I'm just going to block here. Thalia's a problem. So, yeah, they played this turn pretty well, I think. So we can Kolaghan's Command, choosing 2 modes. I kind of want to make them discard a card. I'm not that scared of any creatures they have in play. I think I might just destroy the sword though. Because they're going to have a 6/6. I guess I could just kill it with Shriekmaw. So, yeah, we're going to make them discard a card and get back Shriekmaw. If they had tapped out of figure activations, obviously we would like kill the sword, destroy figure. But we just get to kill figure with Shriekmaw anyway. So, I think this will end up pretty nice for us. They discard a land, which I don't love getting rid of. But first, Lightning. So we evoke Shriekmaw to kill Figure of Destiny. And then we attack with a fairy. Actually, I think I'm okay staying back on defense. I'm going to win the late game. Ooh, they drew Smuggler's Copter? That's unfortunate for me. That's a really good draw. Whoa, that's aggressive. Okay, well I can block here. Jump here and take 5. Or... I guess maybe I'd rather trade Abbots. That prevents more damage, and Mistress Factory I can kill with Avalanche Riders. That makes sense. Make a thing. Draw land. So we can go Runaway Steamkin, Burst Lightning. Not the best spot to be in, but not the worst. They drew Karakas? Come on! Oh, now I can't even kill Thalia. That's really bad. They drew Karakas. I guess that's max punish for not killing Thalia on my turn. That's disgusting, actually. We'll see if they equip the sword, though, because I can burst lightning. Yeah, I guess I'm taking a hit off Stoneforge here. Ah, this is less than ideal. I played this a bit loose. I was just supposed to kill Thalia, and I could have avoided a bit of this. I also was probably just supposed to kill this sword with Kolaghan's Command rather than have them discard, because it is being problematic here. So I think I made fun of the sword too much. I guess I'm taking 5. Which means I'm pretty much just dead. I guess I can do this. And normally you're supposed to wait until damage resolves, but they have no cards in hand, so it doesn't really matter. They can bounce their Thalia and replay it. And basically we're just drawing 2 like Massacre Worm. Opposition Agent is interesting, but I think I need to kill their Mistress Factory. And then attack them for 1. I have to keep attacking because they have... I mean, I only have 4 turns to win the game, and Birthing Bot is really, really awkward. In fact, I literally can't cast it. So, I don't think I can win this game. I think I maybe could have won this game if I played it a bit different. Okay, balance this game. I don't want to show them what's in my hand. That was a good play, though. Okay. Against white, what do I want? I like the Lava Man, I like Figure. I should have respected the sword a little bit more, although honestly it was mostly just the creatures that they drew that were more of an issue. I'm on the play. Yeah, I think I'm going to add a mountain instead of Finger of Destiny again. I just have bigger creatures. There is a temptation to put in Goblin Dark Dwellers because it's so good, but I don't want my curve to be that high, so I think I'm just going to keep it 17 land, good 3-drops. If I had any sideboard for Opposition Agent, I probably would. This hand seems alright. I'm on the play. We play Blood Crypt tapped because my life matters here. Ooh, that was a good draw. So let's go Mountain. Opponent's mana is quite good. Alright, so now we can play Birthing Pod. And that's going to be good. If they mana tide this, I'm going to be a little sad, but Pod is so sick here. Ancient Tomb? That card's so good! And it's Gideon. Alright. They make a knight. Gideon is a problem. I can't, people asked this a lot during my last thing. I cannot Shriekmaw plus Birthing Pod activate. If I draw a land, I can Avalanche Riders plus Birthing Pod activate. But I guess we're kind of resigned to Chupacabra their knight. And then hope for the best next turn if I draw a land. Because if they just make a knight, I can Birthing Pod for Zealous Conscripts and then Emblem Gideon, and that's going to be so good. No, don't kill Ravenous. No, fine. Alright, now I just need to draw a land. What is this draw? And they're upticking Gideon, that's clever. Alright, deck, give me an untapped land. Seasoned Pyromancer. Well, oh, this is hard. Let me see what 4-drops I have left. I have Chupacabra, Avalanche Riders in hand. Ah, the last one is Flametongue Kavu, which I can't even get. So, Seasoned Pyromancer plus Pod doesn't really work. If I drew a land, that would have been really nice because I could Avalanche Riders killing Chandra, but I think I'm just going to have to go for this. Avalanche Riders, taking out... I kind of want to hit Needle Spires and then kill their Chandra. But any land there to be able to pod away would have been good. I don't think I can afford to pay Echo on this. Interesting that they're just upticking Gideon. Echo, no. Swamp is good. Let's go with Pyromancer. We're not going to pod the Pyromancer. I think I'm going to discard Grave Titan Swamp, honestly. Ooh, Grim Lavamancer is good too. And pass turn. Because I can always pod for a good 5-drop. Or 4-drop. What is this much mana? Archangel Avacyn. Yikes. Okay. And they have Karakas to protect it. I think I'm just dead, honestly. They attack, then they make a knight. I'm actually not dead. I can do this with all of my mana. And Nahiri. Yikes. I might not be able to beat this. I think, in general, our decks are about even. Their draws have just been very good. There's just like too many things going on. I guess I should have killed Karakas. Wooded Foothills. So I can pod away Seasoned Pyromancer for Flametongue Kavu. Let that hit Archangel Avacyn, and then Grim Lavamancer plus Lightning Bolt to finish it off. I go to 2 life, I cannot activate Birthing Pod anymore if I do that. I think that's okay. Do I want to go to 1? Because I could play Runaway Steamkin first by fetching Wooded Foothills for a mountain, and that just gives it an extra counter. I kind of actually like that, right? Because this costs 1, Steamkin costs 2, and then I have 2 mana left. Yeah, we'll go to 1. It's the only shot we got. Grab a mountain, tap this, pod away my Pyromancer. Kavu hits Avacyn. So they're going to Karakas, and then in response I have to Bolt Lavamancer. Oh, I didn't even cast the Steamkin. Oh, that was dumb. Alright, well... yeah, this should be a 2-2. Pretty awkward sequencing there, but... I think I'm still pretty much dead. We'll see, though. Zealous Conscripts is like what I need to draw. Because I think they want a Nahiri downtick on Grim Lavamancer, because that card's going to get out of hand. Oh, they killed my Birthing Pod? I'm at 1 life! I'm okay with that one. Oh, gosh. Well, I think I'm dead. I'm actually literally dead. That was their balances have been the most brutal balances I've ever seen. Yeah. I keep 1. Sure. Yeah, we're dead. Because they just do that, and then they attack me with Gideon. I don't think there's any way I could have played around that. On my opponent GG's. Man, that's an unfortunate way to go, but the deck was still awesome. I'm proud of how it worked. Round 3 just kind of... my opponent's deck was... Their draws were good and their deck was good. But overall, I mean, Mono Red Birthing Pod, or Black Red Birthing Pod, never heard of it. I'm very excited about it. It was fun to play. I never got to pod out a Massacre Worm or Gravetide. It was really just good black-red stuff. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm going to try and get as many of these as recorded as I can while Vintage Cube is still up, and I'll see you guys soon.